clinging in there, but the pneumonia is lessening. Episode 469, I think. We Were
Nice.
Gamers. Yeah,
The
yeah.
number?
Thank you. Thank God we made it past 467 before that was a thing. They really came on strong in the last 2 weeks. That whole 6-7 thing.
Yeah, that seems like something that you all know that I don't understand and don't care to learn.
I was going to say, I feel like this is a thing that I am too old for.
Oh,
I have
it's
seen reference
school
to it.
kids.
I don't know.
It's literally the school kids doing it, so that's
Yeah.
why
Yep.
I know about it.
This is
Like I said,
referenced
too
to me.
old for.
Referenced to me by my teacher, significant other, and I was like, I don't get it. Okay, thanks. Like,
Yep.
pat on the shoulder.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the teachers are getting the brunt of it and are quite annoyed, I think, by having to teach math. And then anytime you say the number 6, needing to quiet the class down. So we won't contribute to that here. And maybe people should learn what they should or shouldn't contribute to the food world, Michael.
Well, on the subject of numbers, yeah,
Uh-oh.
it's maybe it's a minor gripe. Maybe this is just me being grouchy about people on the internet. But you guys make enough food recipes, so you have probably encountered this. And I don't know if it bothers you the same way that it bothers me, or if you've just learned to ignore it. But there seems to be a divide that I have noticed in writers of online recipes when they are attempting to be helpful and tell you how long a recipe takes. They give you cooking time and they give you prep time. So when you guys see prep time, what do you envision that entails?
I think that I most often see cook time and total time, and then I have to deduce what prep time that is when I've been seeing it. But if someone told me prep time, it would be the time it would take before I'm ready to cook.
I would assume that that's like chopping vegetables, rolling a dough, like doing stuff that isn't the actual putting in the oven or skilleting or whatever.
See, I'm in the same boat with you, JJ. That is my assumption, but I find that as often as not, prep time seems at least to be the time after you have done all of that getting your ingredients ready and you're ready to literally start assembling and then cooking. Because I was making meatballs the other day, and it gave cooking time as 20 minutes, which was accurate. They needed 20 minutes in the oven, but it gave prep time as 5 minutes.
What went into meatballs? Because forming meat dough into
Takes
a
more than
ball
5
shouldn't.
minutes, yeah.
Well, forming the balls into once you have the meat all ready to go, forming them could take 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But no, for this particular recipe, you had to grate cheese, you had to chop onions, you had to shred a couple of apples.
Well, hold on. Okay, until we got to the shred apples things, a lot of people do these things now where they spend lots of money, inordinate amounts, on things that are prepped, like shredded cheese and chopped onions.
Sure.
We might have to take into account that some of these online people don't do these things by themselves.
Yeah, I was going to say, or they're professional chefs and it takes them 30 seconds to dice an onion and you and I are not, and it does not, right?
Bad example, because
maybe,
I
but
could chop an onion in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but like, okay, but you could, Andy, but I can't, right?
Okay.
Like, if you give me an onion and you ask me to dice this up, it's not going to take me 5 minutes, but it's not going to take me 30 seconds. And, if you want it diced good, like, you're going to add more time, right? And
Fair
so, if they're like prep is 5 minutes, well, I could spend that 5 minutes getting good diced onions, but that's not what they're assuming there, right?
I think you're correct entirely. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the divide, and so it is hard sometimes to plan out if you're not being careful about really reading the recipe and understanding what all goes into getting it ready before you're ready to cook, right? You read the prep time. Oh, the prep time is 10 minutes on this recipe, but there's 16 different ingredients that all need some flavor of preparation or measuring before you get to a point that you're ready to throw everything together.
And like half the time online recipes are full of BS anyway, right? Because they're like, oh yeah, caramelize these onions. That's 5 minutes.
Nope, it sure isn't.
Says
like,
someone who has never caramelized an onion.
You're lying, sir. The onion will barely be wilted in 5 minutes.
Did you leave a 4 off the front of that number?
Yeah, they often mean sweat them and then cook them on too high so they turn brown.
Yes.
Right, which is not caramelized and doesn't taste good the way caramelized ones do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my number one pet peeve in all online recipes. They're just like, caramelize these onions real quick and throw them in this soup. And I'm like,
you mean sweating and brown?
that's not fast and it's not quick.
Wow.
No, now you're making me want French onion soup, JJ.
Oh, it'd be so good. Well,
the weather is turning.
We can disagree with them, but there's no prep time involved in getting a stadium hot dog, which maybe some people around here are going to do since everyone's team but mine is in the playoffs.
Well, who knows for how long? Yeah, I mean, I don't think Michael. Did your team?
Oh no, the Braves.
My
the
team.
Braves
My
did
team
not
is
make
sitting
it.
at home.
That's
They've been out of it for a while this season.
I don't know why in my head, but I conflated the Braves with the Guardians and their miraculous last second. I know. It just happened really quickly, and I corrected myself before you said it. Sorry.
The Guardians are one of the teams I wouldn't be mad at making it to the series. I think like them, the Lions, the Mariners.
What Lions?
The Tigers.
The Tigers.
Detroit?
Sorry, yeah,
wrong Detroit team.
Yeah,
the other Detroit cat.
Yeah, my mind said Detroit, and then I said Lions immediately. We'll get to that, I guess.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
But like, and then my Padres are in it. But guys,
for how long, JJ? I saw the results of today's game.
Five. How many?
Noon baseball should be illegal. Playoff baseball at noon is a crime against humanity.
It's pretty bad.
But JJ, they're in Chicago. Bro, that means they started at 2. They started at 2 in Chicago. That should be illegal.
Yeah, you can't even get your kids from school by 2:00.
Yeah, let alone friggin' noon on the West Coast. What the hell is this? So I barely saw any of the game at all. I have no idea what happened other than we lost. Friggin' stupid. I'm going to miss the entire series potentially because it's all at noon.
Yeah, that's the thing that got me was when I looked at the schedule and I was like, wait a minute. You're saying they're all afternoon games? Like, really? All of them? They're not even going to put them in prime time?
Nope, not once. Because,
gotta
have Shohei Ohtani play some team that no one gives a crap about and prime time and talk about him for 45 minutes every day.
Well, I wonder if they just thought that the Padres would walk over the Cubs.
No, I don't think anyone thought that who's been watching baseball for the past
TV
long
schedulers.
time.
I don't know.
I mean their records are from their records they seem pretty well matched this season.
The Cubs won more games than the Padres did, and the Padres have not looked good in most of the games they've won. So
I'm just trying to figure out why they would schedule it like as if no one would want to watch it.
I mean, the answer is because the league doesn't give a crap about either of these teams. They do give a crap about the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and whoever else is there. Phillies, I guess. I don't know who else there is.
Yeah. Fan bases must be higher, right?
It must be always the East Coast must be appeased first and always. And then the West Coast can always suck it. That's 100% the rule of the MLB.
I mean, not
anything
just
beyond
MLB,
that.
Yes.
And then anything beyond that, it's like, well, always preference to people on the East Coast, just for everything, always. So, yeah, all you sports writers up there in the East Coast, I see you and I hate you.
It's fine, JJ. They've already gone to bed.
Writers.
They're not listening.
This is true. This has been a
9
problem.
PM? No, we can't be bothered to stay up that late. What? There are football teams on the West Coast? Yeah, whatever. Don't write up the games.
I was just about to say this. College football has had this problem, and college baseball really, really has this problem. Where it's like, look at all these amazing, look at all these amazing West Coast teams. Whatever. I didn't watch the game.
Like some mid-level prospect from Alabama or TCU or something. Yeah, we'll give them all the awards. That's fine. Like, never mind that there was like 3 people in the West Coast all as good or better.
Yeah, don't get me started on Stanford Heisman snubs.
Man, the good old days of we could compete for a Heisman.
Oh well, yeah, I could wax on that too.
I mean, we can. You can talk about how they didn't beat a 3-point spread.
Hey man, a win is a win when you're coming off 3 consecutive 3-9 seasons.
Yeah, Vegas thought it was a win too.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But a great comeback, 12 points down, come back and win the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Well, if we're talking about the playoffs and the unfortunate nature of the Padres, if they're going to keep losing, man, maybe you don't care about watching. I don't know.
I mean, I want to watch them win. I want to watch them do good, but I'm at work. Like, what can I do? I can take a lunch for only a certain amount of time, and then it becomes pushing it when it's like 2.5, 3 hours. Like the boss is going to be like, "What the hell are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
Unless the boss is also a Padres fan.
Right. And so I could get away with it to some level, but it's not feasible really.
We got an email a little while ago about MLB stuff, and we didn't have a chance to fit it in. But did you guys notice this is an email from Alex. Alex pointed out the increase this year, specifically in MLB crossover events. Like there's always been Star Wars night and all these other things that, in the last 5-10 years that they've started to add. But now the range and size and scope of these things being like Pokemon Go being in multiple stadiums for a whole week or whatever. Demon Slayer anime now,
Yeah, there was some mobile game that was doing a giveaway at one of the Padres games, and I saw people asking like, "Hey, where in the stadium do I go to redeem thing or whatever?" And people were like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. Did you notice?
I think it's the MLB just attempting something to combat the falling attendance problem.
It's funny because
I want to point out the MLB has had their since last year, this year's rating was up like 5. This is TV, not attendance, right? So
Sure.
your point is both true, but the MLB is more popular by ratings and by viewership than it has been. In the last 3 years, it's been gaining in that round. So
yeah.
Okay,
so I wonder if some of that is the changes to shorten games, speed them up.
They're not shorter though. What's very funny about that is the games are the same length.
Wrong. Like patently wrong. Like I have been to baseball games that have ended in 2 hours flat.
We went to other games recently, and
it's not that they can't be long.
Felt
still
the same length.
Like they definitely can still be long, and it allows for that. But I've definitely been to ones where like the game's over in 2 hours and everyone goes home. So I think if you probably did some, baseball people love stats, right? Some stats guy get out there and tell me like, has the average duration of a baseball game decreased? The answer must be yes.
I have an answer for you. But it's not great.
Okay.
As far as I can tell. It's only down about 2 minutes in the last 3 years. Average.
Yeah, that sounds about right though. You gotta remember there are so many games, right? You're averaging across like all the ones that go to extra innings, ones that don't, right?
Yeah.
Like it's moving it down 2 minutes over the course of an entire season seems about right.
Yeah. But to me, like an average change in 2 minutes, I don't know. I guess maybe they were looking at 3 hours years and years and years ago, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, it definitely felt like in the past, right? There was a lot more faffing about in between plays, in between everything, right? And now the umpires are like, all right, let's play the damn game,
Yeah.
And, depending on how you time that stuff, right? Like, oh, did they spend more time in between innings in the past? Like all that, like, does that count towards the time of the game, quote unquote? I don't know.
I just wonder,
this stuff works.
Has it been worth all these things, like all the drama about pitch clocks and pitching timers and now we're gonna have automatic balls and strikes to try and shorten the game.
I mean, ratings being up would by some
Indicate
measures
yes,
say
right?
yes, right?
Yeah. I think the automated ball strike thing is interesting because, this is the system they trialed at the All-Star game and in spring training. Apparently it's coming out next year in all major league games. I forget how many challenges they say they get. It's like 2 or something.
2. It's 2 a
Two,
game.
but you keep them if you're right.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the football model, right?
And it's like the tennis style where like you challenge it, they have a 10-second clip of whether it was in or out, and then the ruling is decided. There's no like arguing about it. They display a graphic in the stadium and on the broadcast, and then it's over. It's like a 10-second thing, right?
That's the way to do it, right? Make it as minimally intrusive as possible.
Yeah. So I'm not super mad at that, right? Given the number of like truly disputable calls, like batters complaining about strikes and pitches and all this stuff, like happens maybe like 5 pitches, 10 pitches a game total, right?
Yeah.
Now, like the super egregious ones, all the people are going to be challenging all the time, right? But the like real marginal stuff, no one is going to want to waste their challenge on a thing that's like, that was barely outside, right?
Yeah.
So, the human ump is still there for the majority of it. Like, I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah, I was going to wonder how much replacement they were going to do over time, but I think it doesn't really matter. I don't know.
I think, I guess I feel like I'm okay with this iteration of it as opposed to like a complete, like remove the home plate umpire completely, right? Like, I don't think I'm for that at all.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the human element is part of the game. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. We go back to they really wanted to get rid of the advantage of pitchers over the last 5 years because of how a lot of people thought the game was dull. And if you go to a system that is a computer, I shared that article with you guys about how pitchers should just pitch when they have a count right down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till you see pitchers just pitching for an automated strike zone.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that this necessarily advantages batters at all. Even
No, I'm just saying
necessarily.
if they took it to the extreme, it would become a pretty abusable thing.
I mean, I think it's abusable anyway, right? Because the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter can challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the pitcher thinks that was inside, they can challenge it and, get their own strikes overturned or upheld or whatever. So, I think at the end of the day, right, like there is a human element to the game and it's foolish to try to remove it. But I can see why MLB would rather have people hitting the ball than striking out constantly. Because, no offense, pitcher's duels are interesting when a pitcher's duel is actually good. And there's
when they're striking people out with great
Yes.
pitches, when they're
not when there's like,
Yeah.
pop fly, he's out. Oh, ground ball, he's out. Like, that's not exciting baseball to watch, unfortunately. And so I can see why MLB would prefer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
it's the
wonder-
playoffs. The Ghost Runner goes away now. How do you guys feel about that? Yay?
Oh,
Yay.
good. Thank goodness. Yes.
Yeah. Goodbye.
We'd have to get
So
to an
terrible.
overtime game first, but that's
Still just please get rid of it.
The college is adding something interesting that I wonder if they'll bring to the MLB, Michael.
Okay.
The softball first base.
the safety bag. That's been there for a little bit, right?
Yep. Yeah, I did see that, and I have no issue with that.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it in the pros.
I was just about to say it should be there already. We had a guy, the Padres did this season or last season?
Yeah, it was this season. Taken out at first base. Yeah,
he got like knocked the F out, and like in a collision at first base. Like it wouldn't have happened if the safety bag was there, right? The runner would not have been anywhere near that line of the throw.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just one of those changes that has no real impact on the game, the playing of the game, and there's no real downside to it.
Yeah, and it's not like we're talking about make like a second base so that you can like tag people out there or whatever. That's not what's happening, right?
Mm-mm.
So
No. But the safety
Also,
bag is a good idea, I think.
I mean, like, shoot, dude, why are the umps not wearing helmets? Why are the players in the field not wearing helmets? I saw a clip from a game where one of the players, like a second baseman, off balance, like trying to fire towards first base, beamed the ump right in the head.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
And the ump just falls over, of course, because he just got hit with a strike from the first baseman or the second baseman. But, like, he was off balance trying to get it to where the first baseman was. The ump was there, not his fault. Like, no one was trying to do it, but, like, dude, yeah, brutal.
Well, if we're talking about ridiculous plays that you would make in MLB The Show, maybe it's time to talk about the video game news of the week.
Okay.
Specifically,
selling them the final scraps of your soul.
EA Sports is no longer going to be in the game. Oh boy.
The sports washing continues.
I think for the quickest recap we can make is a whole bunch of venture capital, most of it maybe not the best source of venture capital, bought EA off the open like stock market in a not even hostile takeover, just straight up was like, here, have a 30% premium or something crazy.
A dump truck full of money.
Yeah. And they took it private for $55 billion.
$20 billion of which is debt financing
At a junk bond rate.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like double the current APR that most people pay on loans that they would get from a bank, maybe more.
And because we live in a world with no rules, apparently it's legal to take out a bunch of loans and then make the company you bought repay those loans. That doesn't make any sense, but the company pays them, not you. It's all good, guys. That definitely will mean that they will start firing and laying people off because that will be the only way for them to service that debt.
They're going to strip mine the company because that's what they have to do. They'll do the thing where they invert all the properties that the company owns into a different LLC and then make them pay rent at their own property. And EA will go bankrupt because that is exactly what this type of buyout is for. And the only thing that will survive is FIFA, and it'll go under a different title with a different company at some point when they sell off the dead bones of what is EA.
I think, unfortunately for you, FIFA already is gone. The license left a few years back. They're now EA Sports FC.
EA Sports FC, that's right. And it's not unfortunately for me. I don't really care about soccer video games. So I don't know what they're gonna sell off. Madden rights.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, the NFL license is extremely lucrative for them, right? But really, the thing that makes them the money is not the game part of those games, right?
Micro transactions.
We're all aware that like the game part of those games is the least important part of the game to those people, despite, whatever advertisements or playing anyone may do of it. Everyone is playing or the thing that they want you to be playing is the card and the loot and the whatever based stuff in their Ultimate Team or whatever they call it in various incarnations. Yeah.
Well, I think their largest franchises are FIFA, which is now EA Sports FC, The Sims, and then Madden and Battlefield, maybe?
Yeah, Battlefield's been out for several years, so who knows if it's still big, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like kind of the things that they do. The Sims is already on kind of like a roller coaster of DLC, and has been for a long time, right? So that seems
Star Wars pull their license.
Star Wars has been giving licenses to people a lot recently, so I assume it's not exclusive. The thing that sucks is when they have the exclusive rights to something and no one else can do it, right? Like NFL.
They own BioWare. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah. You'll have Cristiano Ronaldo as the leader of the new Mass Effect.
Only as DLC, though, or as the pre-order bonus.
No, he'll be there on the front. Saudis love him, so he'll be right up front. They know they're his favorite guy.
Fair enough.
This is my favorite soccer team on the Citadel.
A mini game of some sort of sport in that franchise would not have been the worst thing.
I mean, space, whatever. Like, sure.
Space, whatever would have been all right.
Yeah.
Blitzball in space would have been okay.
But,
it was already basically in space.
Now I'm sure new Commander Shepard is going to have to be anti-woke, so I don't think it doesn't seem like a good recipe for a good game there.
Yeah, they'll probably sell off BioWare, right? I mean, just send it to Xbox for whatever amount of debt they want to cover.
I mean, there's IPs there, so they'll farm the IPs to other studios, and then those studios won't be able to make games because of the crazy IP fees, I guess. Like, they'll do something, but yeah, I don't foresee them continuing to make games like Dragon Age, whatever was the last one they just made.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a lot of positive things to say. We also don't have any news or anything, so we might as well move on to something more positive, video game related, and find out how the heck Silksong's going.
Yeah, I played a lot of Silksong this past week, you guys.
Oh yeah, you getting deep into it?
I would say yes, but I don't know how deep I am. I don't want to spoil stuff if you guys don't want it spoiled, but I will if you ask. So you tell me what you want to know and I'll answer.
I would like to know if it's as hard as the memes now that you're in the game.
I have beaten some of the bosses that have been memed on. Some of them are legitimately very challenging. I've done some of the platforming sections that people have complained about. They are legitimately challenging. But I also beat them, and I am 40.
The caveat to that, the second part is really that's pretty funny.
Now, age, skill, all kinds of things, factors. I played a lot of video games in my life. Some people haven't, right? Like, some people don't play these kind of games. I do, yada, yada. Like, look, man, if it's too hard for you, it's okay. There's others, like, not every boss in this game is required. There's so far, at least I know one big progression boss. There's a route that completely circumvents that boss. There's a lot of stuff in this game that seems very optional. Like, it's at least one thing I never would have found if I hadn't looked it up.
Oh. Did you know to look it up somehow?
I mean, there's stuff are in Metroidvanias, right?
Oh.
And you're like, when does this happen?
Okay.
And, via that sort of information gathering, you would find that, like, you have to go to this certain place. But there's nothing telling you to go there. There's no reason to go other than just, like, exploring the map.
Right.
The game is really, I don't know, maybe this is a good thing for some people, but the game is very sparse on, like, actually giving you reasons to go to places. It's just like, hey, man, you have a general goal. Have fun. Thumbs up, There's like little quests back, like, collect 10 of these or bug guts or whatever. And like, you kill a monster and you get a gut and then you take it back and you earn some money or whatever, like that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But there's not a lot of like, hey, I need something from over there, that place you haven't been to yet, right? It's more like after you've been to that place, come back and I'll have a quest for you to do stuff there.
Ops, yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'm not far enough into Animal Well to find that, but I also find that it's kind of just sort of open-ended and I'm sort of wandering around.
Yeah, Animal Well, I think, is very, very not directed.
And very spare in that sense from as far as I got with it.
Mm-hmm. It's just sort of like, I don't know. I guess I haven't been over here.
I think that's the thing in that game, right? Like, the exploration and finding stuff is kind of the whole game.
Yeah. It is its own point rather than it being a means to an end like in other games.
This game, I would say, is like 50% combat and then 50% platforming. And there's like 1% exploration. It's probably like a little, maybe 5% exploration and then the rest split between combat and platforming. But man, the game, like, is not shy about throwing mean platforming sections at you and then throwing monsters in the middle of those platforming sections too, because F you, that's why. So, like people are memeing on it. It's hard. Like, it's legitimately hard. So I think they have, like, they're a right to say certain things are really messed up. However, like, there are things you can do to mitigate that difficulty as well. Most things I think you can come back and do later, and when you're stronger and have more stuff.
Cool. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I know it will happen.
Yeah, like,
you're always ahead of the curve on us, I think.
That's true.
I think at this point, like, this game is long too.
Oh, I heard it's huge compared to the previous game. I know you don't want the spoiler of the map comparison, but
I mean, I'm happy to talk about it, but like, from the stuff I've seen on the map I have, it's way bigger. Like, it just has to be in terms of the space,
Sure,
did they fill
you can
it?
start to get a
Fill it?
Yeah, did they add more space for a purpose, or was it just like, I don't know, let's just make a really huge map and fill it in? And then maybe some sections are kind of just like not what they should be in terms of quality.
I don't know, like, what defines quality, right? Like, what do you mean? Like, there's definitely each region, I guess I'll call them, is pretty different. They all kind of have themes. The enemies in them usually are different from each other. So there's like some uniqueness to every region you go to. There's usually at least one boss in each region. Maybe there's an upgrade or not in each one, like, depending. So, it's expansive, but like, you're asking, like, does the expansiveness matter?
Yeah. Or did they make it matter? Or did they?
Or is there just a bunch of dead space in between?
I mean, there's not,
where you are and where you're going?
There's always stuff to do, right? Like, there's monsters, there's enemies to collect, there's like those little collection quests, right, that I was talking about. So like, there's stuff there. When you say it's empty, like, what to you, what makes it empty? Like, I think that's the argument they would say. Like, exploring the space is part of the fun of one of these games, right?
Yeah, exploring space and not feeling like, oh, it's just a sparse room with a one note thing in it when you're 2 hours into a game, right?
2 hours into a game is like 0.1% into this game. But yeah, I mean, there is, the areas start basic and then they become more complex as you radiate out, right? I guess that's what I would say. And, that's just sort of the nature of, like, well, when you have access to more abilities, they can do more varied sets of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the platforming gets way worse the more cool movement abilities you have.
Is it well designed in that, like, if you go back places all over the place, okay, I've got more movement tech. I remember that this area, that area, or is it just like, nah? I mean, it's kind of organized to not make you do too much Metroidvania-ing.
Oh no, there's like tons of, you have to go back for this thing or that thing, right?
Sure.
And maybe there's like some optimal route you could take where it's like, go here, get this thing, then go there and get that thing, then go here and get this other thing, and then you wouldn't encounter a lot of that, right? Because you just never go to the places that have those barriers.
Yep.
But obviously, I don't know where those are, and so I'm just wandering somewhere, and then I get to a thing that has a thing on a wall, and I can't go up the wall. So,
You guys got to come back. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'll be interested to get your take, JJ, once you've played through it to your satisfaction, and then watch maybe a speed run and see what they've done with optimizing the pathing.
I'm already dreading doing that because I'm confident there must be tons of ways to shortcut stuff. Like, the combat is so quick if you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And to be clear, I can climb up walls now, and I have a double jump. So I've done a lot of stuff in the game. I have most of the movement abilities, it feels like. Maybe not,
Okay.
I don't know. But there's definitely a lot still in this game that I don't have because I know, like, there's places I haven't been on the map still, right? There's just too much to go see every little nook and cranny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I would be curious, Michael, right? Like, what are they doing? Like, what bosses actually do matter and gate the progression and which ones don't, right?
Sure.
Like,
Yep.
if you could find a way up a certain wall before you're supposed to by pogoing off an enemy or whatever, does that skip a whole bunch of stuff?
Sure. Can you lure an enemy towards you that gives you just enough height to,
Totally.
yeah,
And like
that sort of thing?
the answer to that must be yes, because there's like a bunch of nonsense you can get up to in this game.
Oh, I'm sure given some of the nonsense that I know people have found in Hollow Knight.
Yeah, and I'm sure the people who are good at the combat are like really, really good at it. Thankfully, I have not gotten good, but I have gotten a lot. So, but yeah, I think I really do enjoy the boss fights. I think they have some really good. I will say I encountered one really unique boss in this game. Like I have never seen a boss like this in one of these games. I don't know. Do we want to spoil one thing?
Yeah,
I want to hear about it.
So this boss is called like Cogwork Dancers or something like that. It's like in a mechanical area.
Mhm.
They're like these two sort of wind up automatons or something. They're all bugs, but I don't know what kind of bug they are. They're tall bugs. And the fight starts, and these two things jump out from the background, right? And they have these very noticeable like halos with like lines pointing in a direction, right? But then they both freeze, and then a beat later, they
A laser
jump to a
beam.
position in that direction,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
But there's music, and they move kind of with the music, and so it's like, but they both of them move at the same time, right? So it's like they both point up, and then they both point across and make an X, and then they both point left and one right, and like then you're having, but they're both moving at the same time, right? As the song is going and the beats are progressing. So it becomes like a real dance, right? Where they're like first up, then down, then left, then right, then up, then across, then, like that, right?
It's like a rhythm game fight.
Totally. And then, as the fight goes on, obviously it speeds up. And then as the fight goes on further, now they're doing different things. One is moving, the other one isn't moving. One is doing a step, the other one isn't doing a step, right? And it's like the evolving the thing. It's super cool. Like one of the coolest fights in a game like this I've ever played.
That's fun.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I think, it's doing cool stuff, but yeah, I mean, it is very long.
I've been doing some cool stuff in Magic the Gathering.
Oh, yeah.
What have you been up to?
Well, Michael, JJ and I decided that I wasn't having fun anymore playing standard, and I'm not wrong or alone in that sentiment. So we
Okay.
switched formats. Their arena, the online version of the game, allows you to play multiple formats. Thank goodness. And we made a deck that it's a little cheese ball. It's a little cheesy.
Okay.
But I feel like that's how the format works, JJ. Don't you think?
Oh, 100%. To be clear, which format are we playing here, Andy?
Historic. We're playing historic. So I don't know if I'd explain that to Michael really a little bit, but
I mean, are you playing Historic or are you playing Pioneer?
I currently have it set in historic.
Okay. Yeah, so like this is the less broken Eternal format on Magic, I guess I would call it.
The least broken of the three. Because you got timeless, pioneer, and historic, right?
Timeless isn't an Eternal format. I guess it is. It has like Timeless is the Eternal format. Historic is the less broken Eternal format, and then Pioneer is like only certain standard sets starting from a certain time to now. But it's only standard sets, right? It doesn't include any of the like Modern Horizon stuff.
And includes no online cards.
Okay.
Correct.
Because Magic has online only cards now. Got to be aware. Yeah. But we made this deck that just sort of eats its own tail a little bit and does damage while doing so.
Andy, do you believe that most of those cards were all in standard at the same time?
I can't believe that. Why would they allow that?
Most of them are from the same set, like Cauldron Familiar, the Witch's Oven, the thing that you use to sacrifice the familiar, the thing that you play that does stuff when you make foods,
The
like
Igra.
all the and not Igra,
No,
but
Igra
there's
was
another
later.
one. Yeah, there was another one before it, but it was similar.
I think really the thing that breaks that deck wide open though is Igra. Like now, most games I just keep digging until I get Igra out. That's the whole game plan. 2 familiars and Igra.
See, you're limiting your mind, man, because the way that deck actually wins is looping Cauldron Familiar a billion times, and your opponent can't do anything about it, and they just die from pings.
How do you loop Cauldron Familiar a billion times the easiest way?
You're playing in Historic. Are you playing the Alchemy versions of the cards? Oh, you have to be.
Yes.
Oh, see, that's why it doesn't work, because in the paper versions, all those cards are better.
Right. Yes. But in the other version, it's fine. You just got to get 2 Cauldron Familiars into the graveyard and 1 Igra out, and then you're done. The game's over.
Yeah, because you just keep eating and back and forth and back and forth. Yeah.
Just eats the cat, eats the cat, eats the cat, eats the cat, eats the cat.
Because the difference is you don't need Igra in the paper version. You could just do it with the Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Or
it's not infinite.
Any of a number of creatures that are infinite sack outlets, like Umbral Caller Zealot, which is an uncommon, and
Fiend,
Woe Strider, and
yeah.
I forget anyway. So you just need one of them, and they're cheaper than Igra. But Igra is definitely more fun.
Igra is awesome. I have a great time doing it. I don't lose a whole lot of games. Thankfully, only one person has made me play out the loop for 20 damage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel cheesy doing it. I really do. But in a game that they have only incentivized winning, it kind of feels like it's appropriate.
Look, man, you want to win, you got to play decks that win. That's just how it is, you know?
Yep.
And truthfully, your opponents can stop you. It's not an unbreakable combo. They have room for interaction, right?
Yeah.
If they just kill the Igra, it's over.
Or exile the cats once they're in. Yeah.
Yeah, there's ways, you know, or they can turn all your lands into islands. Or one of the other ones. I don't think those cards are all legal in Historic.
Yeah.
Or strip mine all your lands so you don't have any lands.
Jesus.
Come play Timeless, Andy. It's fun.
I'm not having a bad time, but maybe if I was trying to play limited Magic right now, I'd be having a bad time.
Bro, what the hell are they doing?
I don't know.
Have you messed with this new Omen Path set at all?
I literally, you know what I've done instead? I have not looked at it one bit at all. Instead, I am watching popper videos on YouTube and brewing decks and not even thinking about the current set at all. That is the joy that Historic has given me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a format with all the cards, or nearly all the cards, right?
And usually new cards don't matter that much.
Well, they matter a lot less. Usually there's only a few cards each set that make any kind of splash in those formats, right?
And so, like, I can take my time on finding out if a set was worth it or not. And the hype of, you know, Final Fantasy dropped and it was like, this is amazing. Everyone's having fun. The draft is fun. All of it was good. Age of Eternities was the same. And then just the drama around Spider-Man really is like, and it being like these cards are not coherent in any way other than the fact that if you saw them on a table, you'd be like, those are all Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think there's a big disconnect in this set, you know, and like it really does have a problem that some of the other sets that they've done in the past, like I think like Aether Drift was this way, and Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where it was like they had like a few really good ideas for cards in them, and then like they added a bunch of crap, right? It's like, why are there like 900 cards with the word Spider-Man on them? Like,
why are there 900 cards that are spiders?
I mean, there's a lot of spiders in the world of Spider-Man, I guess. But,
Yeah.
like spiders are a legitimate creature. There's been a creature type in Magic for forever, right? Like go back to Alpha, there's a giant spider. But also, like, yeah, why are there 8 million spiders? Like, like
Yeah.
it's very weird. But I'll put all that aside. I played some of the draft format for this Omen Path set in on Magic Arena.
Okay, so Michael, normally you get how many people? Is it 6 people?
8.
8 people. 8
Right.
people. They open a pack. They take a card. They pass the pack.
Right.
So like you're drafting.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
It's very simple. There's enough
And then
cards in it.
You do this with 3 packs each. So
Uh-huh.
you'll have opened 24 total by the time
So-
you do that, and that's like
Okay.
about the number of packs in a box.
Yep.
And that's how that's supposed to work, right?
It all works very evenly. Generally,
end
there's
of-
a distribution of all the colors that work pretty well. The rares are very powerful usually, and there's
By
a
the
nice
end of all
balance
this,
of everything.
by the end of all this, you build a 40 card deck, you include some lands, and you play some games, right?
Okay.
So with this
Seems
set,
straightforward.
they were like, what if we introduce a new draft format? Pick 2. And it does what it sounds like. You open the pack and then you pick 2 and then you pass. It's meant to be played with 4 people and 4 boosters instead of 8.
Okay.
The problem, well, there's a number of problems, but one of the problems is when you see 8 packs whirling around, like there's like what, 12, 15 cards in a pack, something like that. You see a lot more variation in the cards, right? You've
Mhm.
Sure, yeah.
seen many types of cards as that thing goes around. There's only 4, man. It's a lot less variation. And because you're picking 2 from every pack, there's way less knowledge that you have about what the other people are doing in their decks, right?
Well,
Because I can't, like, what colors are available? Well, like, I don't know, because this person could have taken both red and green creatures, and then there aren't any now, right?
they had to though. There's only 188 cards. They
Yeah.
had no option to accept. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of variance that you're seeing because there's only a few cards, but like, let's say there were 8, there's still not a lot of variance because there's not that many cards.
It's a bad set for draft, like
And
really bad.
and yeah, I was gonna say there's like not a lot of cohesion in the colors even of like making a thing.
So there are like a few archetypes, right? But like definitely it doesn't, it's like blue has this like artifact villains thing, but it's not every blue card, it's only some of them. And then, like there's this thing in green that has like, web slinging and spiders that you can play in and out with this web ability or whatever. But again, it's very like not every card, it's only a few. And if you don't get those cards in the packs you see, like you just make a pile of cards and you get destroyed because the pile of cards doesn't do anything.
Doesn't synergize.
There's not enough ways. You don't see enough cards that have the ability to synergize with each other in 4 packs that like you have a chance to build a deck, quote unquote. This is on top of the fact that the way it works, like the interface for it on Magic Arena sucks because the time you don't get a full time, like double length timer to make your picks. They extended it by like 20%. So like when you get down to it, you better know exactly what cards you want from that pack, man, because you get like 10 seconds to pick 2 cards out of the pack.
Mhm.
It's horrible when like you're like, I need to like find something that synergizes out of this pile of crap. Oh, pack's gone. Like it's terrible. Like that can happen to you at the end of a draft, anyway. But like it feels way worse here because now you get 2 cards you didn't want potentially.
Man.
And on top of all of this, they changed the payouts and the reward structures for it. Because,
No.
of course, Andy, nothing's free, my man.
No.
So when you enter these picked 2 drafts, it costs more, right? Because the pack distribution also has changed, right? They've added more rares to the packs and more uncommons, in theory to balance this stuff out. It doesn't balance it out at all. So you got to pay a little more up front to get in, but then the payouts are worse because now you have more nice stuff going in. dude, it sucks so bad. I will never play another game of Limited in this format. If they keep pick 2 for the future, like Magic sets, I'll just never do a draft again. Like, it's not playable.
Won't. There's no way they would do it. It's just because of how this set works. It has to just be because of this. Draft has been the same for 30 years.
I hope you're right. They're releasing like 7 standard sets next year. Like, things have been the same for a long time, but they're changing them now because Magic the Gathering makes all the money for Hasbro. So
it's the only thing making money for Hasbro.
I don't believe they won't screw it up and change it.
Yeah. Well, Michael, you want the 2026 release calendar?
Oh yeah, let's hear it. What have they got on the docket?
Lorwyn, which is an in-universe set.
Okay.
January. Universes Beyond unannounced March, which I think what's the going theory that it's Ninja Turtles?
Ooh, okay.
Is the going theory?
Think we know someone who might be interested in that.
Okay, so January, March, April, Strixhaven in universe. May, June, Marvel superheroes. July, August, The Hobbit. September, October, Reality Fracture, which I think is in universe.
That is in universe, yeah. It's the wrap up of the story arc they've started a couple years ago.
Okay. Wrapping up the year is Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, I'm kind of a little like, yeah, I'll take a peek at some Star Trek Magic cards.
Already got its hooks in you.
I'll take a peek at some Star Trek Magic cards.
If you're asking me to crew the USS Enterprise with my I don't know, what's like a Magic character? Jace is going to crew the USS Enterprise. I'm like, hell yeah, he is.
Yeah, man, I'm going to station the DS9. I'm going to station DS9 with Aragorn. That's what I'm going to do.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I would use an Orcish Bowmasters and Ragavan to crew up the Avatar The Last Airbender car or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then have a pizza party with Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, who's already a card.
Leonardo is already a card. That's true. I wonder if they'll just make... No, that won't work. That thematically wouldn't work. That would be funny, though, if they made Leonardo da Vinci. But yeah, they're going to have a... I thought it was going to be calmer when I first heard the previews, and then it was like, oh no, there's like an unannounced set also. 2 of the sets are literally on top of each other. Why 7 sets in a year? That's crazy.
The line must go up.
Yeah. Well, that's everything happening. Well, not entirely everything. There was my first secret layer that I'm actually probably going to fight for there, JJ, with the Dan set.
Yeah. I salute you and wish you the best of luck. Let me know if you do ever actually play a game of Dan, though. I would be very curious to hear how it goes.
Would literally just be with you, probably. I don't know if anyone ever will want to try it.
Yeah, but I would.
I know, which I wouldn't mind having a deck around just to play once in a while. We got work to do in Rantasy Football, so we're done ranting about Magic. All right, no more Magic rants. You guys rant about football first. How is it being out the guillotine? Are you less stressed, JJ?
I mean, it's the same, you know.
Yeah, you got other leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in my other league, so I don't think I have any like particular great. I lost a close game this week. Bummer.
Yeah, the Packers lost me my regular league game.
I'm gonna say negative defense points lost you your.
I will forever say that should be voted out of existence in every league, but I'm not in charge and we don't do votes, so whatever. I don't have a major investment in that situation. Michael, it sounded like you won some games.
Yeah. So I split pretty starkly. I got blown out badly in one league, and Justin Fields came back in the other and helped carry me between Fields and Nakua. The 2 of them carried me easily over the line this week. So
very funny to me. That league that I told you earlier had the even split is still evenly split with 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3.
Yeah,
So-
my league is 6 3-1s, 4 2-2s, 1 1-3, and then one guy who's 0-4.
Wow. Well, we have to do something. You guys got to get me on track here in just a few minutes. The guillotine. I currently am still in. I am the lowest current points earner on the remaining teams in the league.
Lowest current points earner. Like
Right,
you're
so, like,
projected to get the lowest this week?
No, but that's a weird one because projected this week, there's 3 teams that have a bunch of players on bye that
Yeah.
haven't changed them back in. So
gonna
their
suck for them.
point
Projections are
total,
just low.
their projections are artificially low. I mean that in the season points category, I am the lowest.
Yeah, but that's like total points for the season don't matter.
Well, and also points per week, I am also the lowest. Meaning, if I make no changes, I project to probably lose, right?
Okay.
If everybody else is able to overcome their bye week changes.
Which they might not be, to be clear, because their good players could be on bye, right?
It's true.
But, like, you know, it sounds like you want to upgrade. Who hit the waiver wire this week? Who's good?
Are you ready to hear this? The waiver wire saw 3 good players hit the wire this week that I need to probably look into. Maybe 4. But top tier Christian McCaffrey is on the wire. Travis Etienne. JSN is back on the wire. And I would say Mike Evans is maybe worth looking into, but he's going to be out weeks. So probably not the best look right now. So
Yeah, you
4
don't have-
players at least that are hit the wire that could upgrade my team. AJ Brown is not holding up his end of the bargain.
AJ Brown should be on your bench or on the waiver wire. He's
Yeah, he
not
needs to
playable
go.
at the moment.
Well, so we've got an empty playable spot to fill probably because I don't really have much better going on other than I guess I don't have to make a move, but should I make a move is on a Christian McCaffrey level player.
What has Christian McCaffrey's scores been like? I haven't been watching his like actual points totals.
In the high 20s. He's getting 10 targets a game because they can't run the ball.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
that
plus
seems pretty
backup
good.
quarterback. He's a real easy safety check down.
Who,
You know?
what are your running backs though? Like we've been complaining about wide receivers. Who are the running backs you have?
Sitting on Ken Walker, Devin Achin, J.K. Dobbins, and Alvin Kamara and David Montgomery.
That seems like a lot. Oh, but you play a bunch, right? So yeah, I mean, like Walker and Kamara aren't like hot, and McCaffrey would be a huge upgrade over either of them.
Yeah, he would be a 10-point upgrade over either of those two. That's for sure.
I mean, that by itself feels like it would lift you into a different category, right?
It could.
So, I mean, yeah, the question is how much money you got left and how much do you feel like bidding? Like, it seems like you want to make a bid. So,
well,
that's the game. Like,
is the game theory here that bidding at this point when everyone's going to hit their buys now, if I can get a player snuck off the market on the first week of buys, would that solidify multiple weeks worth of me not being able to buy? Because a Christian McCaffrey is going to go for $500.
okay, but
right?
he's worth it, right? Like,
yeah, he is. But, then I'm down to my last 200 for the rest of the season.
But also, you don't necessarily have to make the money last to the end of the season. You just need to make the money last to the point where starters
are on the
waiver every week because there aren't enough teams left.
And your opponents have all gone out, and so their money isn't competing against you anymore, right?
Right.
At the end, if you only have 200, or 100 left, but your opponent has 40, you now command the game, right? So it doesn't matter how much.
Yeah. So maybe the play is a big spend now to get you through several weeks. Let other people spend their money out if you can float on the one big spend.
I mean, if you can create a dominating team, right? Say you go all in right now, right? And you have almost no money left, but then your team is set for all your buys. And, like that's another thing, like make sure your own buys are like pre-plan a little bit. See if you can get some guys that are going to fill in for bye weeks or whatever on the cheap so that you don't have to spend money on that stuff when your bye weeks come up and that you can ride the bye weeks out and, with a dominating team, right? Like that's the position you want to be in.
Yeah. So it sounds like an Etienne and a JSN are not on the market for me. It sounds like it's either a big buy for McCaffrey or a wait.
I mean, unless you think that just an upgrade of JSN or whatever is going to be enough to keep you above the bar, right? But like at some point, having like little upgrades to your team, unless your team is already doing very well, will get you got by people who now have dominating teams, right?
Right.
You have to spend the money at some point, right? Otherwise, you will just lose.
Yeah.
And McCaffrey seems like he's probably worth it. I don't know. Or Jonathan Taylor would be worth it too, but it's a question of who's available.
Yeah. Well, the bottom team is going to have to spend some amount of money because he's got, Tyreek Hill, and I see 4 players on his bench that are on the queue, have the Q tag. So, yeah, here we go. But
NFL season is truly upon us.
Yeah, it's good talking theory, though. I'm glad to kind of get out there with my thoughts of like, I think it might be a need to go in situation, but I don't know how much to spend of the 700 that I have.
I mean, I think it's a lot. Like, what is the like general money that's left, right? Like if you spend 500, are you probably outbidding everyone?
There's some people
that have not spent any.
1, 2, 3 people have not spent anything. There are people with less money than me, and there are 2 teams that have spent with more money than me.
So if you go in for 500, right? Unless one of these teams is the teams at the top are bidding like 600-700 most of their money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels like a pretty good shot that you'd get them.
Yeah.
Bid 502 or something if you really want to be like, crafty about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 502, and then we pray that the ankles hold up.
Yeah, there's been some pretty brutal injuries this year already, so yeah.
All right. If people want to hear about how it went or give me advice that's too late,
they can send those Kenny Loggins sound clips to podcast@weweregamers.com.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can also get at us at on Facebook and Blue Sky. We were Gamers on both of those places. And go check out our YouTube, youtube.com/@weweregamers.